TV and Fox News. The U.S. military expects the mega audience to unfold live.
The Dirty 30 Podcast.
And we're back. Episode 7. 007. 007, baby.
Oh,
How you doing?
I'm doing good, dude. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. A little hungover actually, but
Yeah.
it's a good hangover. I was having a late but very fun night. I got to see Mark Norman last night. And that motherfucker is funny as shit. I haven't laughed that hard in a good minute.
That's rad, dude. I'm jealous. He's I've seen him making the podcast circuits. He's been doing all of like the podcasts that we listen to. But man, what a polished comedian that dude is. I can't imagine what seeing him live would be like. I would definitely like to do that.
Yeah, man. And we've all been talking about it. We all, between our little clique of dudes, we all talk about it all the time of who we listen to and like as comedians. But I think it was Robbie brought it up the other night, and he's like, when's the next time you're going to be able to go see him for like $18? Because after doing that podcast circuit, and he just did like Jimmy Fallon, and he does stuff with Conan and all these like bigger comedians. I think Seinfeld hits him up all the time. Like he's going to blow the fuck up. And then he's going to be one of those $40 comedians, which is still epic, but it's not the same vibe.
But you got to see him in a $20 room, like
yeah, Tacoma Comedy Club. It was my first time there. It was really cool, really cool.
Oh, that's tight, dude. How far is that from your house?
Fucking 8 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was right there in like downtown Tacoma, or what I think downtown Tacoma is. I don't really know I'm still becoming a local with like the structure of the town layout, but
yeah,
it's a cool little spot. It's just pretty typical comedy club. There's always that one giant pole dead center in the middle of the room that blocks at least 2 or 3 tables worth of view. But luckily I was off to the right. I didn't have to deal with any of that shit.
Tight.
Yeah.
2 drink minimum.
But then pitchers count as 3 drinks. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
yeah,
dude,
so just get a couple pitchers.
let me tell you, dude, I definitely hit my minimum last night. I am hungover myself from a separate event altogether, but I went last night to Santa Monica with again our boy AGB and our boy Marty Party to go see Whispering Eye. Marnar, dude. Marnar was there. AGB was there, dude. It was so great, man. But it was a great night, man. It was a packed house. Matty Coe was on bass, and Tyler from New Language was on drums. Honestly, those are the only people in the band that I knew who they were. But they were just a cover band, all wearing wigs and shit, just playing fucking, like, some really fucking dope tunes. Like, they did, like, Make Me Wanna Shout, They covered that. The whole room went nuts.
I saw the video of Matty Coe playing that bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Just the thickest bass lines, man.
Yeah, so that was good. So, yeah, I hit my 10 drink minimum last night at least, if you know what I'm saying. So,
yeah, dude.
Still feeling
but
it
today.
You
have to do that, especially you get a live cover band like that. You just got party.
Yeah.
You're there to party.
No choice but to. Speaking of party, we've been getting down on Call of Duty, dude. Some would say partying on Call of Duty.
Yeah. It's been fucking fun, man. It came out like I guess like a week ago, and we played the beta.
A week ago. Hey,
hey, yeah. But we played the beta like I feel like it was like 2 months ago, 2 months ago at this point, and it really got the gang back together. That was one of the reasons we got this back going was those parties, like right in that same time frame. So the game's out. If anyone out there is playing, I'm pretty sure it's open platform. So
yeah,
Caught X Inside. Hit me up.
T-Bakes 421 on the PlayStation Network. Hit it up, baby.
Do this. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
It's been cool, man. It's they kind of make it a little more PC. I'm noticing, and I'm not talking about the computer. I mean,
Politically
you can't really
correct.
you can't knife people as much. It's a little more like you hit them with the butt of your gun.
Yeah.
It's just it's still violent, but there's nothing like that satisfaction of running up to a stranger that could potentially be a 12-year-old kid, just stabbing him in the neck. I love that feeling. I'm never going to do that in real life. I would never think about doing that in real life. But on Call of Duty, I'll do that every fucking day for the rest of my life.
It's like the quote from Cable Guy when Jim Carrey said, in the future, you're going to be able to play Mortal Kombat with your friend in Vietnam.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah, dude, that's how we stay in touch and shit. But also, the new Call of Duty's dope. I mean, for a first-person shooter, they kind of stripped out all the like futuristic bullshit and all the stuff that made me not like playing Call of Duty anymore. And
yeah, they went back to that modern warfare, just guns that would be around right now.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Things that are happening right now, I guess. I don't know. It makes it very realistic.
It's still real new too. Like it came out right before Halloween. So we're still in like the first couple weeks. It's still in the glamour phases of it. But yeah, speaking of Halloween, how was yours, dude?
It was good. I honestly, I got to be honest. I was going to go meet up with my niece and nephew and do the uncle thing. And then by the time that I got off work, then made it home, I just had this idea in my head just all fucking day. And then I executed that idea. It was a little musical endeavor, and you might hear some of that idea at some point. But yeah, I kind of bailed on everything. Went to bed real early. Left that porch light off. Sorry, kids.
Sorry, sorry.
Which I didn't. I'm not trying to be the Halloween Grinch. I love Halloween. You and I have fucking nailed it on costumes for the past like 10 years in our lives and shit like that. And
most of the time really impromptu, but still we pulled it together.
Being in a long distance relationship, I feel like it's a little harder for us to do our couples costumes still. But we'll get Karen back in there. You guys can take over.
Yeah. We didn't really do much this year. I mean, we met up with Alex and Aubrey like the Saturday before, and we got dressed up and went to a bar. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude.
So we got to do that, but then on like Halloween night, just chilled, watched Scary Movie, you know what I mean? Had a Halloween dinner, was prepared to pass out candy, but we just like don't get many trick-or-treaters in like the place that we live, so it was a chill night, man. It was a chill night.
I feel like the older I get, the more, maybe it's being in these, the dirty 30s. No, maybe it's being at this age, I guess, is kind of this thing, is like if I'm not going to be out doing it full blown, then I'm probably just not going to be doing it at all.
Yeah.
There's not like a half-assed holidays anymore. It's either you're all in or you're just kind of like, fuck, it's a Thursday. It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. Yeah. Couple scary movies, maybe some wine.
Ooh.
Who knows?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, speaking of us being hungover and Halloween, it's always been a drinking holiday for us.
Yeah.
Let's go into our
really
list
has.
Let's go into our list of which this episode we decided to go with breweries, just kind of stick to that boozy theme.
Yeah, we kept it alcoholic for this one.
Yeah.
Which is also funny that I think maybe I didn't do anything because I didn't really drink on Halloween.
Yeah.
I drank last night.
I made up for it last
cool.
night.
Or a couple nights ago, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it is anymore. But I don't know. But this list stuff's pretty sick.
I think this is a good list just overall for us to plug some maybe smaller breweries as well that not a lot of people know of, or people that do. I mean, these are just very area respective to where you and I live. So we weren't going with huge, big mega breweries. We were just trying to stick it to like local craft brews. Why don't you kick us off, Shane, with a solid one?
Kind of like the home brews. And now, being up here in Washington, and which was epic because when you came up here to visit, we got to go here. I brought you here. And you got to experience the atmosphere. I had already thought the atmosphere of it was sick as fuck, but it's a Silver City Brewery. We went up to the Bremerton, the tap room. And
oh, man. I dream about it all the time. The beer was so good, dude.
And it's one of those too. And you came up at that perfect time of year when you caught it on like a really chill, cloudy but sun's out kind of day. So it was like you can just hang out, hoodie weather always, sip some really good beers. Oh, I love that place.
Yeah,
I love that place.
The tropical hazy of theirs was really bomb. It was the MXPX beer that they had there as well, right?
Yeah. We had those. They have a red that's super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really they kind of have something for everyone. I guess I'm just kind of biased to the beers that I like, so I really only order the few that I do, but I love that Tropic Haze. That Tropic Haze could be one of my favorite beers. I kind of went on a hazy overload to where my palate for it changed, and I kind of back over to lagers and stuff right now just to kind of, if I drink beers, like, I don't know.
I'll take over for the next one. I guess the next one I'll drop is Noble in Anaheim. Solid microbrew, definitely a small operation that they have there. It's right by Angel Stadium. We've gone there in between sporting events, or just gone there just to have beers or grab special releases. But their special release hazy IPA lines are super good. They were doing the like wrestling themed ones for a while, so they had like the Hazer Ramon that was super good. They did like a Dudley Death Drop one, I think. But theirs are super good. And then they have a beer it's on their regular cycle. It's called Nose Candy, and it's their session IPA. But the flavor of it is so good, man. So Noble. Shout out Noble in Anaheim. Check it out.
What was really cool about going there too, and you'd be able to go there and kind of get a beer. You kind of get one or two beers, and because it's right there in Anaheim, there's another one, or there's actually a couple, which a few of them made our lists. But it's right there by Bottle Logic, and then it's also right there by Green Chic, and both of those ones, just that whole Anaheim clique of beers.
Yeah,
they're all kind of competing with each other too.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's all some really epic ones. I know you've got some good the Green Chic ones. You brought me there. I'm trying to remember which one I had there. But it was...
Well, they cycle through a lot of beers, dude. Honestly, I don't even think I've had any of their beers that are like part of their main production. But they have beers that are like always have a good hazy on there. They always have like a good like lager type beer on there. They always have a good like shandy or like like one of those that they do there. But if I'm not mistaken, one of the dudes that started Green Cheek came from Bottle Logic originally, and Bottle Logic in Anaheim as well is another brewery worth mentioning just to check out. They're really good stouts, but their branding is super awesome.
Yeah.
We've had some good times at that one, but at Green Cheek, there's a really dope thing at Green Cheek too. It's like, especially if you go on a Sunday, there's a little bit of a lore, a little bit of a rumor that if you put your ear to the ground, you can hear the party train coming from a distance, just getting closer and closer and closer. And before you know it,
oh my gosh, it's the Michelada Minute! Get it, baby. I've been looking forward to this one for many hours right now.
Yeah, I told you before we started, Cheyne, that I've been fucking looking forward to a goddamn Michelada all day.
Here's to that. And like always, you guys know the drill. These episodes are all made possible with our number one ingredient, Micheladas.
Oh, I'm squirting some lime into this one right now.
Woo!
Oh, just to get it a little extra citron.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, so we had some questions this week while we're sipping on these Micheladas. Some people wrote in and recommended that we should take some questions on here. So this is a good time for us to kind of shoot those back and forth while we're sipping on some Michis, baby.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we'll start it off. This being you and I doing a podcast. This first question was kind of podcast related, being that the comedians involved are they do a podcast together. But it was Mary Fuck Kill, Tony Hinchcliffe, Brian Redband, or Jeremiah Watkins.
That's a tough one, but I think I got this one actually pretty definitively. I don't think I gone back and forth at all. I would marry Jeremiah. because
Oh yeah, he's a really good dude.
Yeah.
He's like a good dude.
his just seems like an overall sweetheart. I would fuck Tony Hinchcliffe because he's the pretty one, right? He's like the pretty boy out of all of them.
He's probably a bottom too, so
You know,
you can do kind of whatever you want.
I think it's just kind of like nice fit that makes sense to me. And then
Literally, yeah.
kill Brian Redband just because I don't know. I think he deflates the show sometime. He just takes the air out of the room. You
don't like the unnecessary fart noise just for no relatable reason at all?
I mean, I'm not going to say the dude has not been like around for a long time and fucking legendary in regards to like building podcasts and doing shit like that, but like, you know what I mean? But still, I don't know. Would the show be better or worse without him? I don't know.
I think you got to keep him. He makes just that perfect one when he'll just ask that one inappropriate question that everyone's kind of thinking, but
Yeah,
he'll just ask it.
That's
I love
true.
it.
All right, but still, I'd kill Brian Redband. All right. How about this one, Shane? Do sharks have nipples?
I've got nipples. Can you milk me?
I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
This is my thing. Is I like to imagine somewhere out there might be a shark with nipples, but it's like a weird evolution thing going on really far down in the ocean and those spots where there's fish that like glow in the dark and shit.
Yeah.
Outside of that, sharks lay eggs, so that's the thing is that mammals that lay. There's not really any mammals that lay eggs, and you pointed this out to me, which is fucking mind blowing that you had nailed this because I have to admit I cheated and I looked up the question if sharks did have nipples because I was actually curious. Like, wait, what the fuck? Do sharks have nipples?
Damn.
And no, and you know that there's only one mammal that lays eggs.
Yeah, it's the duck.
Essentially, that would have nipples.
Yeah, it's the duck-billed platypus.
The more you know.
I don't know why I know that. It's just one of those random facts that's stuck in the back of my brain.
Yeah, that honestly, that shit was the biggest trip to me because you had said it about 2 to 3 seconds before it showed up online, and then it was just like, holy shit, dude, you just nailed this.
Yeah, dude, if you ever want to go play some trivia at a bar, I'm your guy.
Right. All right, what's the worst thing you'd do for $5?
What's the worst thing I'd do for $5? Is that what's the worst thing I would do for $5 right now, or the worst thing I've done for $5 in the past? The answer to those questions are completely different.
That's very true. That's a wonderful way to look at that too. That's
I'd say
a ton of things cross my mind.
You were there for most of them, but I'd say probably the worst thing I've ever done for $5 was let probably 5 or 6 people step on a piece of chewing gum on a cement and then picking it up and eating it afterwards. That was pretty bad. I did that for $5. Just, hey, if you want to step on this piece of gum and watch me eat it, give me $1. And there was 5 people total, and your boy made out like a bandit.
I know there's a few like weird burrito situations at like Del Taco and stuff.
Oh yeah,
where we just sauces and I don't even know. It's hard to really pinpoint anything because we've done all kinds of dumb shit for money in general.
Yeah, but also $5 is kind of like $1 now. So
yeah,
I wouldn't do much. It was like, oh yeah,
we talking 500? I'd do some shit.
Yeah, you could watch a little show, I'm sure, for $500. I'd put on a little show. That's not a bad question though. Thanks for whoever put that in. Okay, let's get serious for a second before we get off this. This is a good one. Do you think Epstein killed himself?
Ooh. That is a fucking wonderful question, and I don't think he did. I got to be 100% honest. This is kind of a weird conspiracy person not really conspiracy person as much as like sometimes you see a situation and something makes sense, or like in your gut it just doesn't make sense. So I wouldn't call myself a conspiracy guy because I don't really look into it too much. I just get a gut feeling, and that was a very convenient death for a lot of people out there. And I also don't even think he's dead, though. I got to be honest. I don't think he's dead. I think a lot of those people, they just die off in the face of the eye of humans. Dude, he had a pervert island. Who's to say he's not just living somewhere fine? Protective custody, just chilling.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know, but I think the likelihood of him killing himself is there's a reason it's a meme. Let's just put it that way.
I love how it kind of faded out, like everybody forgot about that whole situation. Well, not everybody, nobody forgot about it, but
no, it just got lost in the media cycles.
There's been school shootings and shit since then, man. We've have all kinds of wild shit. Someone might be marrying another celebrity, and that's huge. But that's not huge, actually. That shit sucks. But it's been this like fatty month, maybe a couple months, and then it just resurfaces, and now these memes are going wild, and people are fucking laughing about it. But it's really raising questions again, which cracks me up.
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
I don't think he did.
Good questions. That's I like the idea of us throwing those back and forth. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's the last meal that you ate?
Oh, last meal that I ate was a little bowl of spaghetti, hungover spaghetti.
Ooh,
had some
sounds good.
Meatballs. It was actually pretty crucial today in the afternoon. Saved my life.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh man, yeah. I made some egg sandwich. Well, not eggs. Yeah, I guess it was on like an English muffin with some pepper jack cheese. I had to fucking absorb some of last night.
Yeah, you sent me a video of it earlier, dude. I thought it was gonna start fucking singing Busta Rhyme lyrics.
Dude, all I want to know is how you like your eggs. Try to fertilize. Try to fertilize.
Turquoise
Another
G,
banger.
baby. Another
Banger.
Another smanger. Oh yeah, baby. All right, what are we looking at here? So Cheyne, we're gonna kick it off straight into our every episode. We always have a strain of the episode brought to you by us, and this week we're adding a little twist to it. We're gonna be kicking it off to our straight edge correspondent to give us the strain of the episode. So without any further ado, the strain of the episode.
The strain of the episode.
Brought to you by your OG straight edge friend. Sour OG is a 50-50 hybrid strain that is a real favorite amongst those who love to balance buzz. As a cross of two of the most popular and widely available strains in the world, Sour Diesel and OG Kush, Sour OG has been available in clone and seed form for quite some time. Most samples express dense, round, OG Kush type buds laden with large, sticky trichomes. The odor and taste are usually an equal mix of both parents, with sour lemon, pine, fuel, and a distinct cushy undertone, although some versions have a more fruity profile. Often described as a one-hit quit strain, Sour OG starts with an energetic head high that gradually gives way to a relaxing body tone. Effects can include sleepiness, euphoric, focused, happy, and talkative. Enjoy Sour OG. Peace, players.
And thank you very much to our straight edge friend, Alex Robles, this episode for reading us the strain of the episode.
Thank you, Alex. There's something about hearing your voice tell me information about such a favorite strain of mine that it just warms my heart. Because you're so right about everything that you told me. I just want to let you know that.
Yes.
You're so right.
Spot on. All the information was accurate as fuck. And, you also have to give Cheyne a huge shout out for the song that came through there because he had some ideas rolling. He alluded to it earlier in the episode, but
that was my Halloween
dude,
musical outlet that I had to do.
Hey, buddy, hearing Alex Robles dude, listening to Alex Robles layered on top of some Irie reggae music, just with the ironic type of sense of humor I have, is absolutely hot fire to me.
Yeah, and then it's like I kind of want to just mention that is that all the songs that you guys hear, and our Michelada Minute song and our intro that we do, we also run it as an outro. All of these songs are original productions that Tim and I made. Like it's kind of hilarious that we've always niched ourselves into certain music, and we've always publicly put out our musical projects or whatever we're doing. Well, this one being a podcast that we're doing. But we run it all DIY, all this stuff is just us. It's hilarious that we made, a little mariachi song. We've now run a reggae tune.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a dubsteppy intro, but if you listen real close in the intro, there's actually a lot of really fucked up current events happening really fast in your ears. I don't know. Things that you never really hear, but at the same time, it's just what you're constantly hearing inside our little fun show that we've provided for you.
And it'll ever be growing and ever be evolving, obviously. Shane and I are musicians, and we're always going to be adding new elements to and from this podcast.
I've already thought about how hilarious it would be if we had a show with every single segment had a theme song and it was just super wacky. That's definitely played out in my head before, but then I also kind of like how loose we keep it.
Yeah.
I've been getting some cool feedback on this shit, and it's just our friends that listen to this shit, but it's people say they like our voices together. That peanut butter jelly, baby.
Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat.
What we got going here, the Dirty 30 podcast. That's just how we get it going.
Let's get it started, Let's get it started in here.
Well, let's run some on this day. We're gonna go November 4th. The year's coming to an end. We've only got a couple months left here, about a month and a half. Yeah,
still a pretty prevalent day in history, music history, sports history. And otherwise, it seemed like there was in political history. It's an election day. Historically, if it was an election year, then fall on a Tuesday. You know what I mean, and that's when things happen. So, kick us off. First president to get elected. You said Ronald Reagan, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever want to put my political stances on this show or anything. I like to make jokes at every side, but but Ronald Reagan, 1980, whatever. He was kind of an idiot, but
Reaganomics is bullshit. I'll just say it.
yeah. I mean, but at the same time, as a 32-year-old male, he's someone that was obviously before my time. But growing up, it's just you just fucking hear about him, man. He's obviously a very major point in our history now, and things that he changed and.
Yeah,
little rules and war, everything, man. The dude's a very chaotic man, but at the same time,
I think Killer Mike said it best in that Reagan track that he has. You can get the rundown.
Oh yeah,
there. You can get the whole rundown there.
Yeah, if you're hearing this right now, go listen to that track. Killer Mike, Reagan. Just Google it; it'll come up.
But let's bring it up a little bit from Reagan, and let's bring it up to our boy Barack Obama. Also got elected on November 4th. So,
2008.
You hear what that's called? That's called bipartisan parity for all of you political people out there.
Hood ass.
Oh, baby. That dude speaks so eloquently, and I kind of miss the way our president spoke to the people.
He delivered everything to you.
Yeah.
It almost has this Morgan Freeman-ish, William Shatner-ish.
Yeah, it does.
It is. It's inspiring, though. And he delivered it with a very nice presence to everybody.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was like a humble hater. Like when one of those dudes that he's getting shit talked to, and then he's just going to hit you with just a little subtle, humble fact.
Oh,
and then you're just like, oh, fuck, this guy just got me. Very sly burn.
So we'll move off the political side of this, and let's move to on this day in sports history. I'm starting us off with the NBA because that's my game, dude. That's my game, dude. 1980s. 1987, the NBA announces 4 new franchises: Charlotte and Miami for 1988, and Minneapolis and Orlando for 1989. You gotta love that, starting new franchises. It happened time and time again in the NBA. 1988, first NBA game at Charlotte Coliseum. The Hornets lose to the Cavs 133-93. Not that surprising. Usually expansion teams, yeah.
Not that surprising.
That's usually how it goes. 1989, first NBA game at Orlando Arena. Orlando Magic lose to the New Jersey Nets 111-106. New Jersey Nets aren't even a team anymore. They're now the Brooklyn Nets. Orlando Magic probably still plays in that same arena.
They're the ones that Jay-Z owns them?
Yeah, I think he was.
Or he did?
He did. I think he was part owner. But yeah,
the Jigga Man.
Well, they just got Kyrie Irving and fucking Kevin Durant, dude. They're set up for the next few years for sure.
Yeah, dude, one of them's gonna blow their knee out. Don't worry.
Yeah, so that's it for NBA. What do you got over there on the sports side?
I just go one with hockey. I'll just throw one at it. It's 1983. It's before our time, but it's something that is pretty legendary in the idea of just hockey. The first NHL overtime victory happened. The Washington Capitals won it. They beat Vancouver 5-4. But it's just crazy that in '83 they said, you know what, we got to go to overtime. This shit can't just end in a tie anymore. And Washington won the first one.
Yeah,
really it. We got some birthdays though. I just wanted to rock some birthdays. I want to say Kathy Griffin.
Oh.
We were getting all political earlier, but she cut Trump's head off. Pretty brutal.
Yeah, that lady ain't my cup of tea, but happy birthday, I guess. There you go.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. I didn't even look up how old she was. She's probably. Let's just guess. How old do you think Kathy Griffin is based on her skeleton base?
Is there a number for an old bag? I don't.
That's true. Also an old bag, but kind of like a swag bag. We got P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, baby.
Puff Daddy got Ort, but Puff Daddy don't got Ort like this.
Yeah. What a Puffy. And then I would assume that Puffy has been fucking at least driven around in is it a Lincoln? It's Matthew McConaughey's birthday, but what the fuck car does he talk about? Or
I think it's a Lincoln.
I got money on it that he doesn't even drive one.
Or Lexus. It could be Lexus.
I just he doesn't drive one.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's got a Tesla.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Right. But there is, I just wanted to kind of build a few birthdays to the legendary birthday. We got Doris Roberts.
Oh.
She was a wonderful old woman. She's the grandma, the main grandma in Grandma's Boy, for those of you who don't know. Oh my God, that lady was just fucking awesome. And she's hilarious, and she made me laugh. And you brought it up earlier, and it was a very good point. I think I just fell in love with her as that grandma.
Yeah. You imagine.
She's great and everything else, I'm sure. She's probably got a wonderful fucking catalog. Yeah, I don't know it.
Ray Romano's mom.
Oh, it is. Hey!
Hey, it's me, Ray.
It's Ray's mom. Hey, Mom. Hey, my brother's here. Hey, my brother's here. Hey, my parents. Hey, my brother's here.
That's pretty much all Everybody Loves Raymond is. That was
right. You remember when we were in Vegas, I was yelling as Ray Romano out the window to like all these people. We were just fucked up. That shit was so funny.
You had me dying.
But we'll keep it on the level of on the same note of just old bitches. I just want to bring us to the people that would want to kind of party with from the past.
Party with people of the past.
Joan Rivers. That is one old groovy lady that, I would have wanted to party with young Joan Rivers too.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely, her as an old lady while she was alive in my lifetime.
Oh, dude. I'm sure just partying with reckless abandonment. We're talking barbiturates. We're talking vodka martinis. We're talking probably copious amounts of cocaine and otherwise going around back in those circles and days. But Joan Rivers, definitely a comedy legend, known for her don't give a fuck attitude. And she's played with so many of the most legendary comedians. You look at the list, fucking George Carlin, it could end there. It'd be like, oh, damn, this lady is a legend.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
She used to do, so it was saying in the early 60s, she would do shows with Carlin and Woody Allen in New York. They would just do those like Manhattan little tiny gigs. They would just jump show to show with each other, and then they would basically, I would assume somebody, especially Carlin, had some cocaine or something on them, but they would go meet up with like Bob Dylan, Simon and Garfunkel, and like Barbara Streisand apparently just chilled with these people. So, yeah, that was probably one of the craziest like rooms to be in, especially in those early 60s, dude.
I could only
That's
imagine.
crazy.
I could only imagine. What a goddamn legend. And she was in Spaceballs, dude. I think that's where the conversation ends, man. One of the best comedic movies of all time.
Oh, second best comedic movie of all time? Shrek 2. She was also in that.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, we'll give it up for Joan Rivers.
Joan
I just,
Rivers.
Love her.
We think about you, BB.
So, let's just take it out on that note. We're going to give you our Jeff Goldblum quote, like we always do. Hit it, Jeff. Don't knock rationalization. Where would we be without it? I don't know anyone who'd get through the day without 2 or 3 juicy rationalizations. They're more important than sex. Have you ever gone a week without rationalization? Jeff Goldblum.
Have a good one, y'all.
CIA Director James Woolsey said he expected the experiments to be endorsements for TV and rock stars. The U.S. military expects the younger audience to fully comply.
The Dirty 30 Podcast.
Thank you all for tuning into this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all social media at TDTPcast.